good afternoon, my beautiful kings and queens. I hope that this has been a beautiful and a blessed day. So, for a lot of you guys just went through a major cleanse. You guys just went through a major stripping away, a major falling away. And I want to tell you that that stripping and that pulling away was actually a renewal. That was the start of something new. Oftentimes, when God desires to bless you with something new, he has to get rid of the old. In the word of God, it states that you cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. What ends up happening when you pour new wine into old wineskin, it actually combusts and it actually busts, leaking out the new wine. So for a lot of you guys, that last season, like, everything was being pulled away from you, and it was strategic. That's the thing with God. When he desires to bless you with new, when he desires to replace things, or when he desires to do something new in your life, he's strategic about what he removes. He's very strategic about what he takes away from his children. With Job, God was strategic in what he removed, because he knew that after he removed it, he was going to replenish it. And that's where you guys are right now. You had the removal, so now you are about to walk into the state of replenishing. And replenishing is an actual restoration of what it is that you lost, or a restoration of what is missing. So in this replenishing season, the Lord wanted to make sure that, number one, he emptied you out, and that was so he could replace what it was that he emptied you out of with something better. Don't panic when you see God removing things. Don't panic when you see God is in the purging stage or in the pruning stage, because we know if you are to bear more fruit, you must be pruned so that you can bear more fruit. And if you don't bear more fruit, if you are not a fruit bearer, God will prune you either way. So the pruning, the stripping away, the nipping at your buds, it is actually so that you will be able to produce more, and so that he can come back through and replenish you. So don't panic when God is asking you to release things. Don't panic when God is asking, do you trust him? Because truly, obedience is better than sacrifice. Whatever God tells you to release, whether it be that last season or in this upcoming season, whatever it is that God is telling you to release, you must do so, because God sees what you don't see. God hears things that you don't hear. God is in the midst of certain conversations when they are taking place. God knows the intent of certain individuals' heart. God knows the plan that he has for you, and it is to prosper you, even as your soul prosper. He desires that you prosper in every way, shape, and form. So in the removal, just know it's not removing just to remove. He is removing in order to replenish. He is removing in order to refurbish. That's it. Yeah, to refurbish. It's like taking off the old and reapplying something new, something better, something more updated. So don't panic. Don't panic, because that is just where God has his people right now. He stripped you of everything in order to give you back better. Don't stress, don't panic, don't freak out. And you also too, like, when you are in that stage of, okay, the stripping, the pruning, you have to remember it's a mind state. Everything is mind over matter, because what a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if God is asking you to give something back, do so, because it's all in the mind anyways. Whatever the promises of God over your life, just know, even though the vision tarry, it's for an appointed time. And I want to tell you that in this season that we're going into, the appointed time is here. The appointed time of your blessing is here. The appointed time of your overflow is here. Even though it does not feel like it, even though whatever you are seeing in the natural is not in alignment with the vision that God has given you, it's not in alignment with the promises that God spoke over your life, the appointed time is here. The appointed time is now. Look back again over your life and look where you have faced trials, tribulation. Look right after that. Didn't you receive a blessing? Right after that, did not God restore you? Right after that, did you not upgrade? Right after that, did you not level up? You did. And this is what you have to keep in mind. Everything is cyclical. Everything in this life, it goes in cycles. You're not going to always be up. You're not going to always be down. There are going to be certain times when God desires that you rest. There's going to be certain time when God desires that you hustle. There's going to be certain time where God desires that you reflect. And understanding those seasons and understanding where he has you for the time being is also a good tool, because you know that it can't always be night, you know that it can't always be day, and then you get to understand that it's darkest right before dawn, right before that sun rises, right before that break of the day. It's gonna be pitch black. And I say this to say, in a lot of you guys, your circumstances, you might be looking like, oh my God, there is no way out. Oh my God, God, how are you going to pull this off? Lord, how are you going to work this miracle out? But just know that sun has to shine. The sun has to come back up again. And you have, you can find joy in that, knowing that daybreak is going to come. Weeping endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And for a lot of you guys, because you gave back to God what he desired, a lot of you guys, because your obedience was better than your sacrifice, your daybreak is right here. And don't get confused with circumstances. Don't get confused with what the enemy's trying to whisper in your ear. Don't get confused in what you're seeing in the natural, because we know that things happen in the supernatural before they come down to the natural. So don't get confused, don't get frustrated, don't get flustered. It's all up here. It's all in the mind. And if you understand that your mind is a weapon, everything starts off as a thought. Everything starts off in the spiritual realm as a thought. And as children of the Most High God, it is our duty, it is our job to bring those thoughts, bring those imaginations down into the natural realm. So start thinking of whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report. Focus on that, because your daybreak is here. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful and a blessed afternoon. And remember, always, always be kind. Love you guys.